In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. You're very welcome to the Brendan Option, coming to you courtesy of Immaculata Productions. I'm Father Brendan Kilcoyne. If you like our work, would you please consider subscribing? Hit the subscribe button, or send us a few quid on PayPal or Patreon. And also keep the comments coming, by all means as well. Keep the prayers coming. We may need them, all of us. I thought perhaps we haven't had a film for a while. Thought perhaps we'd indulge in a little culture. This is the great thing about being Catholic, is we just get to drink from all the rivers. Okay, we just get to drink from all these springs, these streams, and one the great modern art form is arguably film. Now, one of the great things about having an opportunity like this is that I get to rabbit on and on about the films I like. But a film I thought we might just reflect on a little bit is a personal favourite, based on a book by the spy novelist John le Carré, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. Le Carré wrote the book in 1963, and the film was made in 1965. Filmed in Dublin, at least partly. Apparently, part of the reason was parts of Dublin were so run down at the time that it looked like East Berlin. Because, of course, the novel is set either in the shadow of or actually in East Berlin. So the film stars the great Richard Burton, Claire Bloom, and Oscar Werner. Burton plays Alec Leamas, a disillusioned British spy. Oscar Werner plays a Fiedler, an absolutely brilliant and devout East German Marxist-Leninist. Not the head, but one of the leading figures in the Stasi, in the East German Secret Service. Claire Bloom plays Burton's girlfriend, and the truly great Cyril Cusack, the veteran Irish actor, Abbey actor, plays Control, the head of the British Secret Service. I would say in that film, and I'm echoing the opinion of the novelist Le Carré, who is the creator of the novel and of the characters, that the greatest performance in the film is that of Cusack, who has an almost cameo role. He appears only a few times as the head of the Secret Service. He's absolutely superb. Le Carré amusingly put it down to Cusack's being an Irishman. And Cusack was well known, deeply Republican. And Le Carré said only an Irishman, and he added a real Irishman, could have played the head of the British Secret Service with such controlled venom. and it's beautiful. There isn't a brush stroke out of place, which is the image that Control himself uses speaking to Leamas about a performance Leamas has put in, creating a kind of a false trail for the Stasi. I wouldn't alter it by a brush stroke, but I wouldn't alter Cusack's performance. His disciplined, restrained, understated performance, his ability to be thoroughly interesting, likeable, and yet in a way you can't explain, quite sinister, without really doing much, without raising his voice, without moving much. His only prop is a teacup and spoon as he stirs his tea while he's talking. But he really contrives to exude a sense of somebody with whom you do not play games, because he is the game master. A man in whom there are multiple games. He tells Leamas at one stage, "We've been cooking for a great many years in a great many different pots." And that's exactly what he's been at. But poor Lemus, the spy, who's really very well played, I thought, by Burton, although his performance got some criticism. But I thought very levelly, very well played again. He comes across as superbly disillusioned and almost slightly seedy and deeply cynical. And Cusack simply, I don't know, he's just the perfect foil to this. Why do I like this film and its haunting score by Sol Kaplan? I like it for its elegance. I like it for its discipline, its control, its management of enormous issues, personalities, happenings, without going over the top. I was once told by a fantastic drama teacher I had in school that the Irish were simply no good at depicting drunkenness for a country that had a name for actually doing the real thing on a pretty dedicated level. That we always overacted. That drunkenness, to depict a drunken man actually takes a hell of an actor. Well, Cusack, my goodness. Cusack plays a man who certainly, he's not drunk. He's drinking tea. And he is utterly formidable. I think that believers are naturally attracted to the theatre. There's a quality of the sacred in the theatre that was true in the ancient times and has continued to this day. Read a little of Stanislavski. Listen to interviews with some of the great actors, to the way they inhabit their roles, to the way they integrate the personalities. Day-Lewis, for example, great method actor. Just talk to a few of these people. It's never far from the sacred. And I'm led to a comparison with the old Mass, with the exquisitely understated controlled gestures. Apparently they used to make the priests in some seminaries train with a china plate under each elbow. There was no undisciplined gesticulation. There was no. It was balletic. It was controlled, like Gregorian chant, understated, but powerfully emotive. Controlled because it was dealing respectfully with something that was uncontrollable. So it was really just controlling our apprehension of the uncontrollable, of the infinite. It was like the high priest in the Holy of Holies, standing before the dark, before the absolute, before the infinite, with some measure of dignity and whispering the name of God. I'd like to talk more than occasionally about films and plays. I think we should do far more of this. Catholicism needs to get back into the arts. I've talked about this before. And Catholic schools need to get back into the arts. There's a huge need for this. All the more so because the arts have been colonized by a dry, arid wind from the desert, as Chesterton said about another certain religious persuasion. A kind of secular, puritanical, strange necromonger religion has arisen out of the arts, out of the social sciences, and is sweeping the world. The battle is there, and we have to get back into it. The battle isn't with science. The battle has never been with science. Don't be misled by the Galileo thing. The battle is in the arts. My friends, I commend to you this film, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. Is it the greatest film ever made? I don't know. I'm not a professional film critic. I think it's a beautiful, elegant, understated, haunting film. Some people find it a bit depressing, extremely difficult. It's like holding a car on a hill with that balance between the accelerator and the clutch. It's impossible to get perfect. I think it's an exquisite film, and it's well worth watching. Coming in from the cold was a spy coming in out of the field to his controllers. I think I'm saying to Catholics, I suppose, out there, it's good to come in from the cold, because that's the way it's going to be. You're going to be out there, and you're going to be surrounded by people who don't share your faith. From time to time, you need to come in from the cold. Shall I stir my tea? God bless you. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.